This is my new house, and until I settle house, I want to. I studied here masters in business management, and probably any management job here. It was not easy because I didn't have any prior experience in working in restaurant, but I thought I should get residency. Do IT job because I have experience in IT job, anything in IT, even the management role. Degree which you are doing in New Zealand is just to get entry into the country. So just come at least 2 to 3 months of buffer money in your hand, and just don't take too much pressure that you have to give money back to your parents Hello Andy, Andru ela unnaru. Welcome back to Life of Shanthi. This video is gonna be how did I secure software engineer job, especially job in IT, because a lot of you are so curious and I'm getting a lot of questions. And after completing this video, I'm gonna talk you through my journey, the mistakes which I did, which I'll give you some takeaways so that you will not repeat that mistakes for yourself. And then any questions you have, just comment on this video. I'll be doing next Q&A video coming to the next week. This is my new house, and until I settle house, I want to actually set up my YouTube studio, like to record videos. Until I do that, you will be seeing me here and there part of my house. Okay, let's get this video started. First, let me walk you through. I did bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering. In my final year, I got campus placement, and then I joined TechM. And then I worked for US client project for 2 years, and then I want to do my higher studies. So that is when I realized I want to move to New Zealand. I came here to New Zealand, and then I studied here masters in business management, and probably any management job here, people who come to study management, everyone will get into this hospitality, be a restaurant manager, because that is the way. PR is very easy. That's what I have been told. So that is the one major mistake which I have did in my journey. Without asking so many people, someone said that PR process is very easy. So then I went and did this liquor licensing, and then duty manager license, and I worked as a duty manager for one and a half year. So it was not easy because I didn't have any prior experience in working in restaurant, but I thought I should get residency. So in that way, I just tuned my brain, okay, if I get residency now, I can figure out the job I want later. So this is how I thought, which is very wrong, because it took like almost 2.5 years away from my hand. If I have to include my studies, it's 3.5 years. So the people who is giving you guidance should be very important, and you should know what exactly you're doing. If you're down the line, your target is only to get PR, and then you will see whatever job, it's fine, that is fine. But the person like me, I really wanted to do IT job because I have experience in IT job, anything in IT, even the management role, I'm very happy with. But then this is how the guidance has been given to me. So first thing I would tell anyone and everyone, just don't rely on one person, check with a lot of people. First, when I moved to New Zealand, right, within 3 months, I understood the country economy, and getting jobs here is very hard. And moreover, there is no great management roles unless you are very experienced and working in the similar company for the same longest period. And also in New Zealand, they consider rather than your studies, though you studied level 9, no one actually cares about how much rank you got, how many marks, how much is your score. No one cares about it. The thing, the master's degree, or I'm telling you, if you're planning to come New Zealand, you don't even have to do master's. Even PG diploma is as good as master's degree, because in New Zealand, your education, how we consider in India, our marks, our grades and our scores, here no one actually cares about it. What they care is about the New Zealand experience, New Zealand market experience. So especially the degree which you are doing in New Zealand is just to get entry into the country. You should consider actually like that. So I paid a lot of money because masters is very expensive here. Now I'm hearing from my friends, her brother is coming to New Zealand and the fees is double what we paid. So yeah, just think twice, like, you don't have to come and do in masters in the proper university, because you will save a lot of money if you do it in college, and you will save a lot of money if it's not like level 9, even level 7, level 8 is also fine, which I tried to talk with the university and cut it down to level 7 or level 8. Level 9 is the expensive one. Once you pay that fee, like, no one would want to downgrade your degree, because they have to refund back your money, right? So that is one thing. So guidance is very important. And what if any country you're choosing, like what you want to do in your life, what is your goal, is very much important. With me, I just went in a loop that I want PR. In that loop, I just lost time, energy. In the end, again, to get back my visa, again I had to get into the IT. So I'll talk you through that, and at the same way I'll tell you the positives and negatives, what I have seen, like what mistakes I have done, so that it will be helpful for you guys. First main thing I would suggest is guidance. And the second thing is in New Zealand. If I say in New Zealand, I'm only talking about New Zealand because after India, I just moved to New Zealand. I only know how things work here. So a lot of people are commenting, oh, pretty much every country is like this. I can't say that because I'm only talking about this job market right now. So networking is very big thing in New Zealand. Moreover, when you don't have the New Zealand job experience, when you try to talk to people, like when you go to supermarket, if you see new people, your people are very friendly, okay, very friendly. And if you try to make them friends, or like, when you go to parties, you meet people, you talk to them, what do they work. Some people, like, they are really nice and they'll give you reference, like for you, like, if you meet them 1 to 2 times, and that might actually end up you to get the job. So a lot of people I know got job through networking. So you just in India, we are very much like, we don't ask people, like, we don't follow up. So these kind of things are a lot, like, I came from the same background, because even till today I'll struggle to ask people. If I have to ask more than 2 times, I'll feel like, okay, better I'll do by myself, something or the other, I'm not gonna ask, because that kind of mindset will not work in long term in New Zealand. So if at all you're coming new to the country, even for the part-time jobs, it's good to talk to people. And it's not about talking to people means you find one person and you keep on insisting and asking that person. For me, when I came into the country to get part-time job, to be very honest, I came in November 2017. So I took like resumes, like, all my resumes. And moreover, here resume, you have to show experience. Even if it is a kitchen hand, you have to show certain kind of kitchen hand experience. So you can put like in India some experience, and then experience should be relevant. So I took resume and just went on giving each and every restaurant that I'm going, I'm okay to work, So you just have to put yourself first and come up with multiple different ways of applying jobs and approaching people when it comes to part-time job. And for students, especially if you want part-time job, there is something called SJS, student job search. Only students can search and get part-time job. In SJS, it is very easy for students to get, because they know that they're going to get students and they will not have certain experience. They're okay to train them. Let it be an admin job, let it be a kitchen hand job, let it be a cleaning job. All jobs for students will be there. So if anyone is looking for the part-time jobs, it's good to look there rather than Indeed and Seek, because Indeed and Seek, there will be a lot of competition, right? In students job search, only students can apply and look for jobs. So already you will have a lot of less competition when compared to Seek, Indeed and LinkedIn. And that is one thing. And the second thing, the main thing I want to talk about part-time job is, I understand, like, we come here by taking a lot of loan and everything. Second main point, second one I said networking. Third main point I want to talk about this part-time job. Don't straight away jump in to save money or to earn money and do whatever job you get. That mistake also even I did, because I came up with the money enough for an year, but still I am like, no, I don't want to spend my parents' money. I send them back within 3 months whatever they have given to me. And then I was working in the chicken factory packing chicken. Imagine I'm working in chicken factory for an year, and then when I get a full-time job and I'm applying for any IT job or even any management job, if that matters, their first thing they will ask, like, in New Zealand experience, I have a chicken packing experience. Then how would I even apply for the role of management. Any junior level also, if I want to enter into that industry, I should have an experience within that industry. But I have industry in other thing because no one guided me. I thought that I bought money, my parents money, I just give them, I have to give them back, I don't want to use that money, right? So in that one, whatever job came, I just picked it up. Not only me, a lot of my friends did the same. And I know my super juniors, like after my batch, November batch, and there is all a March batch also, and again November batch came in. I observed them, they were actually smart. They waited 1 to 2 months, like 3 months. They got like admin job, even office clerk job is also fine, because once you get into that office, what they try to do is, like, if someone is have experience back in accounting, they try to get any office admin or customer service role, like CSR role, rep role in the accounting. And slowly when you are within the company, they will see you every day, and you can make talk to HR and everything. Just like before they tried to finish the 3 months before the education, they started saying, like, I have this experience, I come with this accounting background, if something comes up, please let me know. When the junior role popped up, they gave them the priority, because they, in New Zealand, anyone, first they give the internal staff the first priority, and then second one is, like, references, and then they will look for the outside market. Even outside, who applied first is going to be residents and citizens, and then it's going to be people who are on visa. So you have to cross all these levels when you're on visa, right? So when you actually work, like, try to get into the company, even if it is an admin role, even if it is any volunteership role, just to get to know about people, it will get easy. I saw my juniors and sub juniors getting jobs compared to our parallels, because our parallels, like, doesn't have as much as mine. Like, when we looked at them, oh wow, we did, like, a mistake not realizing that, because we didn't knew. We were thinking, okay, we are studying, let's save up some money and earn some money as soon as possible so that we can send it back to India, right? So just come at least 2 to 3 months of buffer money in your hand, and just don't take too much pressure that you have to give money back to your parents and pay back your loan as soon as possible. The reason why am I stressing this and saying, initially you might work for minimum pay, but then imagine you work as an office job or admin job, you will earn minimum wage, right? After 1 year, if you get a proper job, you will pay loan much quicker than a person who is doing random jobs. So this is somewhere the mistake which I did, is what I feel. But again, with me, I have learned a lot of people management skills, because I worked as a manager. I was working with 18 years old, 16 years old, 15 years old. So I know the mood swings of the people and how to manage, like I'm like very short-tempered person, but then I somehow, I just got along with anyone and everyone, try to understand people. So at least I learned those skills. That's what at least I tell myself for, sometimes when I sit back and think, oh, why did I waste those 3 years? But somewhere I just grow up as a person. So I have to put myself up there like that. A lot of people might be coming from the financial, people who have like financially some problems, people like that also mostly will try to come to abroad. So people like that, I'm stressing out again and again and saying, just don't jump in. First 2 months of your student life is very important, like how to make your path for rest of your life here in New Zealand. So that is one thing I wanted to say. Proper resume. So CV is one important thing in New Zealand. Every country has their own standard of making CV, okay? So coming to New Zealand, they only prefer one paper of CV, and where they don't want to know like random stuff, what you love, what you do. They just like, put some random, like, it as simple as it is where you get job easily. That is what it worked for me. Touchwood, that's what I'm saying. Like whatever you put on CV, they expect that you know it. So they don't ask you anything other than whatever is in CV. So you have to make sure whatever you put in your CV is what you know, and your CV should be simple. And these days ChatGPT is there to help you. And moreover, if you are in university, if you are studying, there are a lot of places in the university, they will review our CVs for you. So you can, first of all, in New Zealand, you have to get sort out your CV even for your part-time job. That is very important, and CV is biggest thing, because in New Zealand, getting shortlisted, passing through that CV step is very hard. Like once you get HR and then the technical, that is like easy to crack. So now the competition is getting hard. So make sure you have the proper CV and the proper points And one more thing for me, I'll tell you how I got like tried to crack the job, because I told you I have a three and a half years, not 3.5, 3 years of gap in between. Gap means I was working, but I was working in hospitality, but not in IT. How did I try to fill in the 3 years of gap? For me is like, one thing I did some internship from MVP Studio. So I just put like, because I worked on the real time projects and everything. And if anyone would come up and ask me, I paid for someone to do internship, I'll say that it's stupidity, because I did that thing. I paid almost like, I don't want to say it's like a huge amount to do the internship to get the certificate, whereas just to show that my 3 years of gap that I have, just that I have worked somewhere, that is the only reason I had to do that. But if you're a student, this is something which I don't know, which our sub juniors did it again. If you're a student, there will be a lot of summer boot camps that will happen, where a lot of companies will come and take the graduate roles and intermediate roles, and they know that you're students, and there is like, it's called like a how the school fair, like that will be there, right? Like a lot of companies will come. It's just like a fest like that, and it's only for the people who graduated within the year. So for example, 2026 summer camp will be eligible for 2025 passed outs. So you can only do within that span of year, which I don't even know about. Even SJS have full-time job roles. Only students can apply who passed out within an year. So until 2025 lo, if you passed out in 26, within 2026 you can apply in SJS. So they know that you are a student and you will come up with less experience or even no experience within New Zealand, and they are okay to take you. So this is something which I didn't knew, and when my sub junior told me, I'm like, why didn't I even talk to them? Because by the time I'm like realizing what mistakes I have done, it's already 1 year that passed, and it's like I was crying. I'm like, what did I do? Why didn't I ask anyone prior? So these kind of mistakes don't do. And there is a lot of internships where you don't have to pay. Just go into Google and search NZ in free internships. Some people might pay you as well, because that will actually strongly show in your resume that you have worked for New Zealand company, which will give you an access to New Zealand job market for someone to pick your CV and get job interview. So that is what I did to show my 3 years gap in New Zealand as an internship and my skills. So that is how. So in the meantime, I tried to check what is, because automation is booming that time. So that time automation was kind of okayish, not too great, because I think that time with Selenium I have a little bit of learning experience, and then I tried to practice that in my laptop, and then I cracked the interview. So if you don't know so many things, also when you start working, we are humans, okay? In the end, whatever is given to us, we can do it. Only thing is we have to crack the interview, and then we just have to learn. So in this process, just make sure you learn properly the things, whatever is suitable for you. So yeah, preparing is very much important, and if you have gap, try to fill in that with internships. And this is where I got blundered, right? Coming to CVs, how you have to prepare CVs, like you have to prepare CV for different job. Like for example, first suggestion is only apply a job which is actually matching your job profile, like your CV. Check that kind of jobs and only apply those jobs. Don't apply anything and everything, whatever you see. Second, if at all you're thinking you can do 70% of it, not like 100% of it, then make a CV. CV matching to that job role, not like exact same copy paste thing, like similar. And then mark that CV. Like for example, if I'm applying for X job, I use this CV, so I used to save like, main folder, my jobs, and then every has a subfolder. If I applied for X company X, and I used to save the JD, I used to save it, because like, some companies, when they pick you up for interview, they actually send you job description. Some companies don't, because job description, pretty much they'll ask you questions in the job description and whatever there is in your CV. And like in New Zealand, that is the thing for, technical round. So I used to save, and then I used to change CV for everything. And a lot of people can ask me about cover letter. Something doesn't sit with me is cover letters. Please don't mind. This is my way of thinking actually. Till now, I never applied a company for which cover letter is mandatory, because I don't believe personally in a concept that you see a page, you have your CV, all your technical skills. What will I write a soap? I'm not great at writing, paragraphs. So if at all you're good at writing that, like, you make cover letter for each and every job and make sure you save it. And because I'm into testing, I have a CV with testing, and I have CV. There is like a support level 1, support level 2, tier 1 support, tier 1 support, tier 2 jobs also back then, and even now it will be there. So that comes under little bit of testing, and where you have to talk to the management, like BA roles, like that. So I made CV for tier 1, tier 2, and I told myself I'll apply testing for 3 months. If I'm not cracking job in the testing role in 3 months, then I will go to the support tier 1. If I'm not cracking, then I'll go to support tier 2. If I'm not cracking, then I will go to data entry. So I told myself this is the deadline, from this month to this month I'll try it, and I just tried that way. Luckily I got job, same as my job description. So you just have to think, like, trial and error, like multiple ways, because New Zealand job market is such, if you don't experiment, you might not end up getting job what you want. So just you have to be uniquely thinking about it. And like, if you're getting one rejection, you can actually email a HR asking about why did you get rejection. They'll actually tell you what is the reason. For me, most of the time it used to be a lot of companies, they don't even see whether my CV, they have a question straight whether you are a resident or citizen. From there only I used to get rejection, and I used to feel so bad when I saw it. Because if you get rejected for your technical skills, that's a different story. But if you get rejected for your visa status, that actually hurts you, because that's not your mistake, because you came into the country and you need job to get your PR. So don't demotivate yourself when you're applying. Just like work on yourself. I know it's gonna be hard, it will be hard. And me sitting here, it took 3 years for me to get into the proper job. So anyone sitting there can get as well, just that you need a proper guidance, and then you have to work on yourself. Proper guidance means you just can't ask person and again how to do, what to do. No, because for me, when I know that I'm going in wrong direction, then I try to meet 1 to 2 people outside for coffee who worked in similar role, and I try to understand, oh, this is the thing. Then my CV is not correct, I showed them my CV. By the time he said some corrections and I made that corrections, I didn't wait for him, because for him it is taking time, because he has his job and then he has his family. By the time I got job as well. So people can come back to you late, because in India we have a lot of people that we can depend on and who can do work for us, like homemade, things in house, maid or drivers or Uber service, or here you do everything by yourself, and it's not ideal to depend on person and thinking that they're not coming back to you sooner, because it's their life, personal life, and then for them also it's urgency. So at least you can meet up to the people in LinkedIn. You can actually meet up. There are a lot of recruiting agencies. You can actually go to the recruiting agencies, or else their numbers will be there. You can call them, you can meet them for coffee. You can say that this is my CV, what can I do? So I actually met, like, even when I was working at Spark also, I met like 2 to 3 recruiting people, just to maintain that friendship, because anytime in future again I might need, I have to switch a job, then I know who to reach out to. So it's always good to maintain that good networking bond between the people. Don't take everything to your head and heart, because that is one thing I learned hard way in New Zealand. Not everyone thinks about you. End of the day, it's their need is very important, and for me at this stage I don't even feel bad for it, because that's how the country is as well. So yeah, like, networking, and then resume, and then how you prepare CV, and then how you submit, how you apply. And don't get demotivated. It's very easy to get demotivated when you're not. Nakaite, to be very honest, if I'm applying like 40 jobs, I'm not even getting reply even for, like, most of them. And I used to get like monthly 1 to 2 rejections, and it used to drive me a lot. And to be very honest, this entire 3 years I didn't apply jobs complete 3 years koda, because I was doing my restaurant manager, and I was loving that job, because it was like talking to people. I love talking to people, and I love making friends, and then that was like a fun time. But then when it comes to settlement, I want to get back into my career. So I have seen that phase as well. Touchwood, by God's grace, my parents always supported me. So so that is why I just had like time to here and there to explore myself, to understand what I want to do. So when I realized that I'm doing wrong, I have to get back again back to my career. These are the steps I took to get back into the career, the way the job I want to. And LinkedIn, Seek, Indeed, and even in LinkedIn, a lot of recruiters will be there. Try to reach out to them. Don't bug people, but then good way is to reach out and try to ask people. If they're not responding, or if they respond and they're taking their time, just give them a week or 10 days and then follow up in a very subtle way. So definitely you will land up in something or the other. So if anyone have any other questions, do comment and let me know. So these are the things that helped me to secure job in New Zealand. So if anyone are planning to come New Zealand, I'm not the right person to tell right now because the market is not great, but comment and let me know. I'll try to revert in the next video, do some research, and I might be helpful for you. Do comment and let me know how is this video. If it is helpful, you know what to do. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Life of Shanti. I'm gonna lot of good videos and exciting news, and I'm not pregnant. That's not excitement news, and that's not is there in our cards for this year. So at least if I'm saying anything excitement, think different things, not for that one. So yeah, and also please pray for me that I have to set up my studio as soon as possible, because in between we gave a pause to stage the house, which you guys gonna see it soon, which we are very happy, touch wood. So I'll catch you guys in next video. Sorry, this week work was hectic, and then I'm fumbling so much because my thoughts are lost in transition, thinking about my code. I think I definitely need to hang out now and have some chill time. Love you all. Tata.